Welcome, everyone. Again, I'm your host, Jeff Yenzer, and this is Starspace Chats, a place where we like to meet and talk with people within our community, and in this case, our state, that are just doing some amazing things, both with the community at large and growing to so many greater heights. I am coming to you from ice-ridden Oklahoma City, where StarSpace46 is still with power and with internet, unlike much of the city. So we are enjoying quite a few extra faces here as people are trying to navigate this icy hellscape, for lack of a better term of it. Anyway, I can't wait to bring on my guest and really just talk about where her efforts are moving and what she's done already in a very relatively small amount of time, even given 2020. So I would love to introduce at this time Charity Marcus with the Black Women Business Owners of America.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hello, Charity. I'm great. How about you?
Doing well. Not icy.
So how's power for your home?
It's great. You know, I'm here in Tulsa, so
okay.
We're cold, but not icy.
I actually made it up to Tulsa last night, and it was just rainy, and everyone was complaining about the rain, and I kept telling them, "Look, you're lucky,
right?
Very, very lucky."
Yeah.
Well, just tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and kind of what brings you here to the hot seat with Starspace Chats.
Yes. So I am a serial entrepreneur. I own a few businesses. I do public relations, business consulting, entrepreneurship development. And then I'm also the co-founder of Black Women Business Owners of America, which is how we met. Black Women Business Owners of America is a nonprofit dedicated to helping Black women entrepreneurs have successful businesses. And what we do is we provide resources and access to tools, information, and people necessary to help them grow their business. So that's kind of what I've done over the past couple of years, is taken my expertise in business, and then got with another Black woman entrepreneur, and we teamed up and took both of our experiences and created this organization.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I mean, you haven't been around like 10, 20 years or anything. No. So yeah, just tell us a little bit about just how far you've come and how fast, because it's been a real success story.
Yeah, so Azure Sade and I, we started the organization last January, and that was official. Like, our official launch was January 5th, 2019 here in Tulsa. And it started out as Black Women Business Owners of Tulsa, because, hey, we're here in Tulsa and we wanted to connect with other Tulsa Black women entrepreneurs. And as we were doing our first month, we had women in Oklahoma City reaching out and were like, "Hey, do you guys have a OKC chapter?" And we were like, "We can." And so we put on about 3 to 5 events for the first 6 to 7 months here in Tulsa. And then once we felt like we had a good footing here in Tulsa, we launched there in Oklahoma City in October of last year. So we are 1 year into having the Black Women Business Owners of Oklahoma City chapter. And so it's been great. We've had our first annual Women's Business Expo last year. It had 25 women entrepreneurs as vendors. We had 10 workshop classes. We had over 15 speakers. We had sponsors, and it was a great day, fun-filled, packed DJ. We had the Secretary of Commerce come and be our keynote speaker. It was great. And we had some Oklahoma City vendors up as well too. And a lot of people came in and shopped with our entrepreneurs. They learned about businesses that they didn't know existed. And so it's been a really good, it was a really good first year, being able to start 2 chapters, host a expo. It was a great way to start. And then this year we switched over to become a nonprofit organization, and we actually took the organization national. So we are now a national organization with localized chapters.
Congratulations. That's a huge step.
Thank you. Yes, it's a lot.
Yeah, in any normal year, that would be a huge milestone. In the year that we've had, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's been definitely a pivot and a shift. And I think that for what happened with the pandemic, it actually helped us to shift into this national model. And it really had us thinking, okay, well, how do we stay active with our members now that we can't actually come together, which is a big part of the local chapters, is being able to attend physical events, meet people face to face, exchange business cards and ideas. So the pandemic really, we had that opportunity to really think about how do we make this online accessible as well as in person. The pivot for the pandemic has been amazing, actually.
Sure. Yeah. Even in my business itself, I run a consulting business, and so much of what I had been doing was focused on in-person interaction, and changing it to, doing virtual meetings or consultations with people has now really just led to so much more work across the nation because everyone's just prepared for it. Nobody has this weird, step back of, wait, you are a fractional provider. Nobody minds in a pandemic. It's like, no, this is great. We're not meeting up in our office anyway. So
Yeah, it's been a great change. And the one thing I do like about it is that with the pandemic and going national, we were actually able to reach more women. We did do our second annual Women's Business Expo, and we did it strictly virtually for a whole week. And we ended up having about 250 attendees and registrants from across 30 states. So now we have a huge network of women that we could now, connect our women to. So now it's not just, okay, how do we create fostering relationships between the women in Oklahoma City and in Tulsa and get them intermingling? Now we can have a network to say, hey, do you want to meet somebody in Florida? Well, we have access to people in Florida, California, DC, Texas, Chicago. We now have that national network that the women can streamline into.
Right. So that kind of leads me into my next question, which is, you've had a huge last, year and a half, 2 years. What's next?
Just continuing to grow and become more nationally known. Hopefully the pandemic will be over with this cold weather, and we can really get back to really focused in on our chapters. Definitely, full honesty, the Tulsa chapter and the Oklahoma City chapter have taken a hit just because we can't, congregate and get together. So hope the next thing is, get all of our local chapters back up and running, get people back face to face, back networking and meeting others, while still pushing the national chapter or the organization and looking to expand into other cities and states as well.
Sure. Yeah, I can absolutely understand how going virtual in something that is so needed to have that tight-knitness of community and seeing the same people. And I think that this year will teach us more than anything the value of a hug or a handshake, the things that we took for granted, and really just how that human connection brings people together and what that means, because it's the one thing that we just don't have right now. So hopefully, when things abate, you all are able to, meet up and get back to what you were doing, because there's so much greatness that needs to be tapped into, and it's that community that's really going to drive it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. On the topic of community, how can the StarSpace46 community help you? Like, what I always ask this, like, what can we do? Because we really want to see initiatives like this take off and just continue that upward launch. Yeah, I would say like it's an upward slope, but no, you all are like at a
Yeah, no, like what I can say, Jeff, is that Azure D and I, we are very appreciative of you guys' initial commitment to partnering with us. in the launch of the Oklahoma City chapter. And, you know, we definitely want to keep our partnership with you all. It's amazing because even when the first couple of events that we did with you guys, people were inboxing us like, what's StarSpace? And we're like, y'all don't know about this? And that for me is in Azure D is very exciting because now we know about this resource. And now we are exposing women entrepreneurs to this resource. Now they know that they can come to you guys' facility and meet other entrepreneurs and learn about all the things you guys have going on as well too, and get connected and get plugged in. And that's really what it's all about, is making sure that our partnerships are there for the women to help them continue to grow. And if you meet, you know, and I tell people our membership, it is open to everyone, even though, you know, our focus is helping Black women entrepreneurs. But in order to help them, we need to see members that look like you, that don't look like you, that don't look like me. It's all about creating and fostering those connections.
Right. And so often there are, you know, people that just, they see the name of something, they're like, oh,
that's not for me.
Yeah. Or just not even, it's not for me, but just, I wouldn't be welcome. Or, you know, that plays to a certain audience or a certain demographic. And I mean, it truly, it takes a village to do everything. And nobody in the village is supposed to look the same or act the same or be from the same background. So I'm glad that you made that clarification, because it truly is one that people need to understand. Like, there's a place for everybody.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you are an entrepreneur, if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're at an organization that supports entrepreneurs. We want everybody to come in and be members and get involved. And even as we are expanding our national association, one of the things we're working on is having a mentorship program. So those people that have those skill sets or the education or the experience be coming in to be able to say, yeah, I will help mentor an entrepreneur, whether it's in finance, business, you know, their specific industry. It's all needed. And those relationships need to grow and be fostered more.
Yeah. And to your point about it not needing to be just entrepreneurs, anybody can be the employee of an entrepreneur.
Right.
That's the true thing, is it's really bolstering small business at the end of the day. And I don't know about you, I came from corporate America, and as a business owner, I'm happy, but I would have loved to have gotten into more small companies before I made that transition. So it truly is that idea that anybody can come into this and find some level of involvement and some level of personal success. Yeah.
You never know who you're going to meet and how that connection could benefit your career or your future, whether it be the next day or, you know, a few years from now.
Right. I long ago started saying, you know, the old adage was like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And in the information age, that's dead. It's not who you know, it's who remembers you.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, when your expertise is talked about in a room, who thinks, wait a second, I know somebody that can do that.
Yeah.
Talk to so-and-so.
Yep.
So that's really the power of networking. And you've partnered here with StarSpace in Oklahoma City. How's your experience with 36 Degrees North, one of our, you know, sister co-working spaces up in Tulsa?
Yeah, it's been great. You know, just like you guys, you know, when we came to them with this idea and that what we wanted to do, they were on board. Yes, the whole way from day one. You know, we host events with them as well for the Tulsa chapter. They've been warm, welcoming, and open. It's been a great experience with them, and being able to, like in Oklahoma City, the difference is, you know, 36 has been open for about 3 years now, I think. And there's women that still never knew the place existed. They didn't know about the resources there, and they host a ton of workshops that are open to the public on all types of business, you know, operations and entrepreneurship. So to be able to share that information with the entrepreneurs has been great. And it's also been great for 36 because now they have a diverse group of entrepreneurs coming in and out of the building. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. Inclusivity is always the answer. It's what we try to foster here, and I know that they do it up there. And I hope that you're able to, as you move into all of the different cities across America, kind of link in with those local co-working spaces. because it's repeated in every major city. You know, everyone just thinks that it's the WeWorks and the huge, you know, co-working spaces, but more often than not, when you're looking for that inclusive and diverse community, it's the smaller homegrown co-working spaces. So I mean, it's going to be a great blueprint for you to move into new areas again and again.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, truly it's been an absolute pleasure. I don't want to take up too much of your time in this world of ice, and the ice at least is melted. Now it's just worrying about the trees.
Yes. And I will say I actually am working with doing some business consulting with a small business, and he has a home in landscape design. So he's actually down in Oklahoma City as well, looking to do work there.
Oh yeah. Yes, I'm going to be doing some tree cleanup at my home, so nothing, thankfully, is damaged beyond repair. But it's sad to look at, you know, these beautiful oaks and maple trees that just got hit so hard. So, but we rebuild. That's what it is. If 2020 can teach us anything, it's to roll with the punches and come out the other side better than we were before.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Well, Charity, thank you so much. We will catch up on the other side of all of this, and probably remotely long before that. But I hope that you have a wonderful day going into the weekend, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. You guys have a great day too.
Absolutely. And again, that kind of wraps up another great interview with someone who is just truly making change in not just now Oklahoma City, but also Oklahoma and the nation at large. So I appreciate you for sitting down with both Charity and myself as we kind of talked about what that can look like. And I truly hope that you can find this organization and become more integrated with it, because it is doing great things for people that, quite frankly, need all the help that they can get, because this world is such a dynamic one and one that changes so rapidly. And for marginalized groups and people that are trying to come up into entrepreneurship, I mean, truly, I believe that's the future of America. So this was something very close and dear to my heart, and I appreciate you all for sitting down with me and listening. So as per normal, anytime that you might be in the Oklahoma City area, please drop by StarSpace46. We are just west of downtown, very easy to get in and out of downtown, right off of the boulevard to come visit. If at any point you'd ever like to purchase some of this sweet, sweet merch, like this track jacket that I believe can probably go very well with, some Halloween costumes or whatever you might want. That is always at merch46.com. You can always pop over to starspace46.com and schedule a tour. And thank you so much. Come by on Wednesdays for free co-working, and I'll see you next time. I've been Jeff Yenzer, and this has been StarSpace Chats.